Uhuru to have final say on election date, and this is as far as President Uhuru Kenyatta will have the final say on whether the bill proposing to shift the election date from August to December should be decided by a referendum. However, the president will only be involved if the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill by Kiminini MP Chris Omalo is supported by at least 2/3 or 233 of the 349 members of the National Assembly. This is in line with the provisions of the Constitution that require that certain matters touching on the Constitution required to go to the vote. But of course, the procedure is that once Parliament, both houses have agreed that to okay the bill, then the president makes that decision. I just want to ask the question: do you think, since we were here last week on Monday, do you think we've made any progress in as far as defining what issues we want to focus on when it comes to this debate on a referendum?
Well, one, I don't think, no, we haven't. Because, as I've always said, women are not on that table. When I look at our Constitution of 2010, and you look at the process we went through, a very serious process for us to give and take, because it's a political process, we've not done that. And in fact, we have not even started. We are just hearing. But nobody has come out and say. The only thing I can hear people talk about, which is okay, is punguza mzigo, which is okay. But there are other issues, very critical issues, and I think those are the issues we need to concentrate more, because on the punguza mzigo, all Kenyans will come out and say what they want, and I think they are very clear on how they want it to move. But there are critical issues. If we are not careful, we might lose, or we might add that is not supposed to. And I think those are the issues where different sectors should sit down. And because I know the doctors at that time will be saying, we want maybe health to come back as a national function. And so there are many issues, and many sectors will want to see us change a lot of things. So we've not started. Even as women would want to ensure we safeguard the gains that we gained at that time. So we've not. For this election date, I would say, and I'm hoping, and I believe, and I hope Parliament will have the 233. Yes, we need to change that date, because you realize how we did the elections in August. We come in, we take all the schools, yet at that time our children are supposed to be just moving on. After August, you stay like 1 month and you're starting your national exams. So they need a lot of peace in terms of understanding even, and the way we polarize our country, we even polarize the same students. So for me, is when you do it in December, they will have finished their exams, they will be at home, they have
but in case of a repeat election in Feb, they'll still be in school.
But at that time, the exams are not just over there. At least it's the beginning of the school year.
We are saying December because we know things at that time are very okay. I mean, when you look at, everyone is in a mood of going, and I can see it's on the third
Monday.
Yes, so third Monday can be any date. That third Monday is not very I would want Chris not to just tell us third Monday, because you can say the third Monday and you'll find it is within Christmas, that third Monday. That also will not be fair to Kenyans.
Yes.
So I wish they just said a good date. You just say on this date, on the 4th of December or whatever, you do. Early in December, you do these elections and finish. Yes.
And that story, before Joe, you come in on that story is also highlighted on page 12 of the Standard. They're saying that House to vote on poll date change proposal. That is on page 12 of the Standard. They're saying that MPs will this week vote on a proposal to change the election date. The Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2018 by Kiminini MP Chris Omalo seeks to change the general election from the second Tuesday of August every 5th year to the third Monday of December. And taking advantage of your profession and talking about this changing date from second Tuesday to third Monday of December, rather, does it essentially interfere with the term of the president so that it requires a referendum vote?
Right now, that is a because I think if we do it early enough, it might not. But it will affect in terms of making it a little bit shorter, because if we decide we want to do this thing before we need a constitutional change, it's let's bring it ahead. If we move it beyond, yes, it involves changing the the term of the president, trying to give him more time, then that again brings in a fresh challenge. It's one of those things where I'm of a different opinion when it comes to the date. For me, it's not when we do this thing. It's how we do this thing. That's where there's a problem. We could even do it on the first Monday of March. It wouldn't make a difference if it was a process. We go in, we vote, we go back to work, then the politicians do what they do, get sworn in, and we move on with life. In Kenya, we've made politics a national pastime. And so even the law becomes convoluted. Everything is seen through the lens of politics. Even such a decision should not be such a high stakes thing. We do our politics all wrong. We do it like it's a be all and end all. And that's what I've said here before. When we do that, we even set up our Eshimiwa for depression and other things when they leave office. Because when you're successful in politics and you make it to serve, the service comes with so much comfort in the service that when it's time to leave the service, you don't want to go. And so it becomes so difficult that at the end of the day, everything is, even something like this, everything is, it should be a common sense discussion. Like now, what Honorable Elachi is saying, if we do it in December, at least the kids will have done their national exams. They'll become, everybody will be at home. It will be just towards Christmas. Everybody's actually generally mellowed, rather than what we saw last year. Because last year, what happened with the elections being in August, the entire year was politics. Because by the time nominations are being done in March, politics had started. By the time we're being done with the second, what do you call it?
Nullification. After the
nullification, it was already December, as in the whole year was spent on politics. So it's how we do. So if it goes beyond August, when the president should be in office, yes, that will need a constitution, because it's actually effectively changing the term of the president. But if maybe they decide to hold it a little bit earlier and sort of slice off half a year from his term,